treat, and this is Stitchless TV, and today we are going to make the easiest mini skirt you'll ever make. I just want to say a really big thank you to all of you for watching my videos, and you're really not going to be disappointed today. Now this mini skirt is going to have a high-waisted waistband on it, which is all part of making it really easy. Another thing about this mini skirt is what we're going to do, it's going to have no hem at all at the bottom. And the way that we're going to achieve that is by folding our fabric so it will be double, and then that will be the hem at the bottom. So the first measurement that you'll need will be your hip measurement, which will remain top secret, and then you transfer that onto the width of the fabric. So the stretch of the fabric will be your hip measurement, and then for the length of the mini skirt, do you remember we had the fabric folded? So whatever length you decide to have it, okay, you're going to have to double that on your tape measure, and then that becomes the length of the fabric. For the waistband, the measurement that you need is, for my waistband's going to be quite wide, so I've got it 27 centimeters wide because the whole lot's going to be folded like that. And then for the width of it, I've got two pieces, okay? For the width of it, I've taken my hip measurement again, and I've folded that in half, and then that's the width of the squares, the rectangles, and I've got two of them. So remember that the waistband is basically going to look like this on the top of my leggings. So they get joined together there on each side, and we actually shape them a little bit and fold it over so it becomes this width. Okay, we're ready to start now. So we've got to fold our fabric over, so the grain's going that way. This is where the stretch is. We need to fold our fabric over like this and join up these seams together here, the edge of the fabric. Now, the only place that we're going to sew on this is straight down here, and that is going to become the back seam. So I'm going to sew about 1 centimetre in straight down there. So straight to the machine, and today, just to demonstrate to you how easy this tutorial is, I'm using another little kiddie sewing machine. So centimetre in and straight stitch, backwards and forwards to begin. A little bit slow, my kiddie sewing machine, and then all the way down. Right, do you know what? Look, come and have a look at this mess here, okay? Now, sometimes people would say that you always need to use stretchy fabric needles, but you know, very often I found that you are able to get away with it. But you know what, with this one, it's not happening. So I'm going to put a stretch fabric needle on. Right, I've done that. You probably won't need to use it. It's always handy to have a little mini screwdriver when you do your sewing. Right, shall we see if it makes a difference? Hope so. Now look how I've got my sewing machine really far in on the table. That's so that the fabric doesn't pull off the table and stretch it out of shape. And also look, everybody, how I'm standing up. I say it all the time, it's much more energetic and dynamic to stand up when you sew. So shall we see if this makes a difference? Hope it does. It'd be a bit embarrassing otherwise. So where's my foot? Come here. Much better, you see? Now, very often when people sew, they think that it's them. They think that they are the ones that are making the mistakes. But do you know what? Really, it can be your machine, it could be the needle, it can be so many things, because it should be really simple and a dream to sew. Also, as I sew, I'm not particularly stretching as I sew, because this isn't a seam that is going to be stretched. This is just going to be the back seam of the skirt. So I've done that seam all the way along there. Now I'm just going to go and press it on the iron. So I'm going to press it open. I don't actually often press seams open because I'm usually zigzagging them together, but we don't need to in this situation. I am using tricky fabric, so I should really have a cloth on top, but hey, it'll be fine. this is what we've got. And what we're going to do is, following the seam, we're going to fold that together, and then we're going to turn it the right way round, but I'm holding on to that seam, look, holding on to that seam, turning it the right way round, and look, we don't have to do a hem, and we don't have to finish it off inside, so it's like an instantly lined mini skirt. It's not perfect science, okay, so it didn't all line up properly, so I have just trimmed off these little bits here. Now, important thing, very important thing. You know when you have trousers or skirts that look like they're going straight across, do you know what? They're not. There is a slight curve there. Now, if you don't do that slight curve, you'll get a bit of kind of saggy stuff here on your skirt or on your trousers. So I'm going to do that right now. It's only a little bit of a curve. Now, we've got to make sure, if you have a look, come and have a look. So that's the back. Okay, this is the front, and I've got to make sure that I'm just cutting through the two layers that are the front, and I'm just going to start at the side seam and just come round a little bit. It is kind of rough. I'm going to come round and just so that my curve comes down by about 2 centimetres, and then I'm going to fold that over. You just got to really make sure that you're only doing it on the bit that's the front, because if you cut through the back, then that's a bit of a disaster really. So I'm tracing that out, and I'm going to go across roughly on the other side. Another really important thing, whoops, is do it nicer than that. A really important thing is I need to know where the side seams are. So now's my time for putting a little notch on each side. Like, I'm just going to tidy this up a little bit. Just close your eyes and don't look. Okay, I need a little notch going through all the layers that signifies the side seams. Now the waistband. So we've got our 2 rectangles like this. We're going to put them right sides together. So put them right sides together. Then take them to your sewing machine, and you're going to stitch it up about a centimetre, large centimetre away from each side seam. Whoops. Away from each side seam. Stitch it up on that side and that side. So cut all of your loose threads. Don't like the loose threads. And turn it the right way round. Now when you turn it the right way round, be nice to open up these seams like this, okay? So I'm opening up the seams, and then I'm folding it. Similar thing to what we did on the skirt actually. Putting the seams together, and then do the same on the other side, but you don't have to do it too perfectly at this stage, because this is when you're going to make adjustments to the waistband. So you'll end up with a nice little circle like this, but we're going to just try it on. So I'm just going to quickly try it on over my leggings. Okay, as you can see, it's absolutely huge. Well, I don't know what happened there. Right, so it's totally huge, but that's good. It's good to know that. So I'm going to pinch it on one side and have a look how much it needs to come in, and then do the same on the other side, because I want it to be stretchy, because it's supposed to be sort of holding in my tummy a little bit. So this is what I mean. Look, so I've turned it back to its original way. Now I remembered that on the waist, where it actually goes in, it does go in a little bit on me, it was about 3 centimetres. So I'm going to go like that, just roughly, down to about 2 centimetres on the hip, and then I've got to mirror that on the other side. So I'm going to do that there on the other side, and then obviously I've got to do exactly the same over here. So I just do it sort of roughly, okay, and then we just sew down those lines. So look, I've just sewn there, and now I'm just going to trim that off, okay, and then I'll do the alterations on the other side as well. Trim that off too, because I don't like those. Usually we would press open these seams, but I'm not. So I'm just going to fold it over in the same way as we did on the skirt. So I'm folding them over like that, making sure they match up there, and making sure that the seams are flat. Now I'm going to hold it there and do the same on the other side. So I'll turn it around, and look, we've got a brilliant, have we? Waistband. Now, simply because I need to hold the layers in place, I'm going to zigzag all around here on the edge just to hold these 2 layers in place. And then do you know what? I'm going to do the same on our skirt as well to hold them in place, because it'd be a shame if it all moves around. I've zigzagged that edge like that, and I've purely done that in this situation because my fabric doesn't fray, simply to hold the 2 layers together so it'll be easier when I attach it to the skirt. Now I'm going to do exactly the same to this skirt. Now remember, no pins, we've got notches, we have landmarks, so I might just stick another one here at the front. So long as I know that my layers are meeting up with their notches, I know I'm not twisting the fabric, so I'll be okay. So I've zigzagged the skirt waist and I've zigzagged the actual waistband. Now, before we move on, I haven't put any centre notches on my waistband, and my notches are so great as landmarks, so I need my notches. So I'll put a little snip, just a tiny snip, not too big. So I've got something to line up. Now, you need to concentrate, okay? If you'd like to come and have a little look here, what we've got to do is we've got to line up all of our notches. I'm going to take the skirt and I'm going to put the waistband over it like that, lining up my notches. That's my centre notch. That's my side notch. Oh, is it? Where? There. Okay. And I'm going to stitch it the skirt way round. So I've got the waistband there, skirt way round, and as I go along, I need to stretch the waistband to fit the skirt as I go along. Boo-boo! I've made a major boo-boo! Idiot, what have I done? Look, one of my biggest rules is when you stitch stretchy waistband onto stretchy skirt, you don't use a straight stitch, do you? You use a zigzag stitch. That's one of my special rules, and I haven't done it. Oh no, but for now we're going to leave it like this because I have made it quite big and it doesn't really need to stretch. But you must use a zigzag stitch when you attach the stretchy waistband onto the skirt. So should we have a look at it? Shall I put it on the dummy and have a quick look, and then I might try it on later, even though it isn't really the sort of thing I wear. Right, look. Gorgeous, is it gorgeous? I think it's gorgeous. And I think, you know, like Esther was saying, mutton dressed as lamb, but no, 60s. It looks a bit 60s, doesn't it? I think it looks really 60s. So look, you've got this lovely high waist, which is great for holding in the old mummy tummy. And if you like, you could also roll it down as well. But Esther says I need to try it on. Do I need to try it on?
Yay!
Oh,
Go on.
I don't usually wear mini skirts.
Go on.
All right, I'll try it on. No laughing. Okay. Oh, don't feel comfortable. Look, but I'll show it to you. Look, so what do you think about that? You have to imagine I'm some... yeah, right. I feel like bacon foil. Maybe don't choose a shiny fabric when you do yours. But you can use any stretchy fabric. And if you've got smaller hips than me, maybe